Springbok coach Jacques Nienaber has described his side's 27-13 drubbing of England in London last night as a special win thanks to a complete team effort. It was South Africa's first victory at Twickenham since 2014 and their final test match of the year. Nienaber singled out the performances of his forward pack, who set up the platform for the victory despite losing to Ireland and France at the start of their end-of-year tour. Nienaber says that the last 4 weeks were most enjoyable for him as a coach. When I joined by SABC News Senior Sports producer Thando Mxoli. Thando, a pleasure to have you in studio as always. Thanks for being with us. All right, so an important victory then. I heard the captain just a few days ago saying that, look, I've never won at Twickenham, so this is really quite a momentous one for them, isn't it?
Twickenham is not a happy hunting ground for the Springboks. We've struggled there. We've received big scores against us, like 50 a couple of times. So it's a great victory against a very good side. Last week they drew against New Zealand. So this is a team that has shown that it's growing in stature. They've won all the big matches. They've beaten the world champions. They've won Tri-Nations. They've beaten the British and Irish Lions. On this tour, they've put up an amazing performance. To go up against Ireland in Dublin and to lose that because you've missed your kicks or the refereeing was not too great, that says a lot about how you're playing the game. Yeah. You're moving in the right direction. Ireland are the best team in the world. If you look at their performance against France, they went to Marseille, which is a terrible place to go to for any visiting team. And there they put up one hell of a performance, probably the test of the year. So these guys are maturing. They are world champions, but they're still getting better and better and better, and that's all we want from a national team. Well,
there was a story that I read, which I found quite interesting, that the Boks were being accused of being a boring side, and that they're rather predictable, and that one knows what they will do. And in defense, I thought to myself, well, if it works and we're winning, who cares if we're boring? And why do we have that sort of a reputation of being boring? That's not nice.
Look, if it's not broken, why try to fix it? Also, the very same people who were saying that, your England, your Wales, all these teams, they've basically gone and copied how we're doing things, because we're doing one important thing. We're winning. Yeah. We are, no matter how we do it, we are winning. That's the most important thing in any sport. It's you go in there to dominate, and you dominate with whatever skill you've got. And we are using our skill, which is our physicality. Our forwards, you talked about our forwards in your intro. They are arguably the best in the world. Yeah. They've dominated every single pack they've come across. So I don't listen to people like that, purely because we have beaten everyone in world rugby. Yeah. There's no one that can say we play better than you. Even a team like France and Ireland, they play the same sort of rugby we play, and also they're number 1 and 2 in the world. So it's something that actually works. We world champions, not by chance, because we've beaten everyone ahead of us.
All right. Well, this tour was a chance then to for fringe players to prove their worth against top tier international teams. Which players do you believe put their hand for a future Springbok team selection? No doubt they would have been wanting to prove themselves worthy at this time.
There's a couple of players, as we see now in the visuals. The guy who's going to score is Kurtley Arendse. He's basically made a big push for that wing position. Magazole Mapimpi is probably a worried man at the moment, purely because when everyone is fit and is available, who do you play? This boy has come into the side and he's shown his talent, he's shown his class, he's shown what he can do at the biggest of stages. Evan Ross, everyone saw how he performed for the Stormers, but also yesterday against England, we saw the quality of Evan Ross at national team level. So there's a couple. Manny Bok also, he's put in the hard work. He's had some testing times in his career, but his move to Cape Town seems to have paid off. He's playing the rugby that suits his personality. So those are a couple of names that could be considered maybe going to next year's World Cup year. But look, there's serious talent in this country, and we keep churning it out every time we get onto the rugby field.
Yeah, and considering we were missing players for the England fixture, where's Jacques Nienaber at this point in terms of what's at his disposal? I mean, you're talking about these players that are certainly coming up, and so he has players to play with when there is a gap and there is a problem. So where do you think his mind is at this time?
He should be a happy man. He should be an excited coach at the moment, purely because we're missing for this match, I think, close to 6 players that would normally be there, whether it's through injury or unavailability future selections. But still, we put up a very good performance. We beat a very good England side with our second string. So it's a good place to be at. We've got the depth. We're seeing the quality of our depth as well.
Yeah.
It's all good saying we've got good players, exciting players, we've got potential. We've seen them actually showing their potential on the big stage. That is what we want as a national team. Look, it's a good problem to have. How do you drop a Damian Willemse, for example, when Andre Pollard comes in? Damian has been one of the standout performers this season.
Yeah.
It's things like that excite coaches, where you've got options and you can actually play horses for courses. You can change things around purely because of the ability of the players we've got, and we've got some serious ones.
Well, you seem very happy with the Boks performance, but there's always room for improvement. Which areas would you think we'd need to improve? As we head into the World Cup, we certainly want to retain our status.
Also, look, the one thing about the Springbok side, they've shown time and again, when they back, especially those backline players, we're very good with ball in hand. We haven't done enough of that, I think. Yes, we've won matches, but if we actually back the talent that we've got in that backline, we could be an explosive side. We could be on the same level as France, for example, who are very good up front, and also the backline can destroy you and score tries from anywhere. We saw glimpses of that yesterday against England. If we gave those guys a bit more ball and we backed the running game, I think we'd be a much better side. Look, this is not to say we are bad at the moment. We are very good. We've shown our class, but still, our running game, it can improve.
Yeah. All right, Thando, I think you're one of the few people who can make me talk rugby for long periods of time. Thanks very much to you, and also be keeping an eye then on the Boks. Thando Mxoli is our senior sports producer here at SABC News.